We welcome you live to the season number 5 NASCAR iRacing FedEx Grand National Series race at the USA Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. And we're here live up today from the short track USA Speedway for race number 17 of the Grand National Series season here in season number 5. Only 6 races remain this year. The championship battle has been heating up all year long, and it's coming close to the end of this thing when we're about to decide a Season 5 Grand National Series champion. That's coming up pretty soon. Could even happen before the finale goes underway. But of course, we go to a short track tonight, just like last week in Iowa, but this one is a very different short track. USA Speedway, of course, in, like I said, Lakeland, Florida. This track used to exist in real life, and unfortunately, because, you know, the fun police decided to get rid of it, it doesn't exist anymore, and now there's an Amazon warehouse there instead. But, of course, we still have it in iRacing, so it doesn't really matter for us. Of course, the Grand National Series was here at USA Speedway last season. We've done many lobbies events here. The Clash for the Cup Series actually was here this season as well. So we've done a lot of racing at USA Speedway so far. We've done late models, iCar, Grand National, even the Cup Series, like we said, lobbies, Gen 6 trucks. We've done a lot of stuff here at USA Speedway, and we're going to be under the lights yet again today for the Grand National Series. For 120 laps of racing around USA International Speedway. 90 miles, of course, no halfway break in the Grand National Series. So I'm, of course, as always, your lead broadcaster, Ethan Trindler. Eli Franklin, unfortunately, won't be here, and neither will Landon Johnson, and Cameron Chandler won't be here either, because he's going to Charlotte right now. I think he just got home from Dover as well, so it's a lonely booth for the first time, I feel like, in I don't even know how long. It's been a very long time since it was just me in the booth. And hopefully this is the last time for a while. But we got some good race coverage coming for you tonight from the USA Speedway for the Grand National Series drivers. We're going to look at your point standings entering the day here at USA Speedway. Look at some more things drivers to watch out for. And more. Coming off of Iowa last week. My goodness, what a race that was. An incredible, insane finish between Gary Smith and Bryce Benton. Of course, Bryce Benton leading final time down the back straightaway. Gary Smith drove it into the corner, absolutely dive bumped him, basically wrecked him, let's be honest. All right, just give us a quick second. Nope. Not what we asked for, sorry. But yeah, so Gary Smith drove it so deep on Bryce Benton, wrecked the 9, well, didn't wreck him, but moved him completely up the racetrack. Nearly wrecked the 9 car. That was pretty egregious, but then he decided he was going to put the 9 basically in the wall, door slammed him, and then ultimately I think that was a little bit too much for officials to be okay with. And Gary Smith, of course, crossed the line first. He did technically, on paper, win the race, but officials deemed at the end of the race that they were going to be that was unfair, and that they would take the win away from Gary Smith, and he was stripped of his victory in Iowa, which would have been his first ever Grand National Series win. And Bryce Benton, who still came home in second, was given the win after all that. So just an absolutely wild scene of events last week in Iowa for the Grand National Series. We'll see what we could possibly get tonight at USA Speedway. This track has had some pretty crazy moments in the past in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League series, I should say. Sorry, we're just trying to fix the numbers real quick. Because unfortunately, to be honest, we still had the chase numbers for the Cup Series on for the Grand National Series ticker, which obviously can't, work. So we just have to fix a couple of things, and we'll be back up here running in a minute. Alrighty. Just give us one quick second for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Grand National Series here at USA Speedway tonight. Very excited for this one. Alright. Anyways, I don't know why you can see my screen right now. That shouldn't be happening. I think we fixed it. Okay. Anyways, we should be live here in about 30 seconds. You're going to see cars on track for the half-hour warm-up session. Of course, we've got 2 laps of qualifying coming right after that, as usual, for these 120 laps around the USA Speedway. This race is shorter mileage and laps than Iowa, so this will be a quicker race than I would assume than Iowa. Well, actually, I don't know. This track is definitely slower than Iowa Speedway. Anyways, cars making their way on the racetrack finally. Apologize for the little bit of a holdup, but we should be just about ready to go here in Iowa. Okay, here at USA Speedway. Alrighty. Cars on track from USA Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. Here we go. There's the 96. That is Payson Lindsay, full-time Cup Series driver. It's actually a throwback paint scheme to a Season 2 car with Daniel Suarez Motorsports. No, it's not owned by Daniel Suarez. Payson Lindsay just decided to steal his name and put it on a race team for whatever reason. Oh, it's McMillan. Oh, that's a big overcorrection. What are we doing? I didn't press anything, but okay. That's a big overcorrection there. And down the back straightaway goes Lindsay. So, of course, later tonight, we will be under the lights here from USA. Here's Ronan Suarez back at a 1-2. Actually, winner at Miami this season. A shocking win for Clear iRacing. Came out of nowhere to do that. Was on the right strategy at the right time and won the race pretty handedly. He heads down the front straightaway in the wall a little bit, but going back at a 1-2. He's loose and he's going to spin out on the bottom. Here's Christian Herkloss in the 00 car, the 48 there of Knox Thompson. Running a patriotic paint scheme. It, of course, is in real life Memorial Day weekend, so you're going to see probably some patriotic cars out this week. Of course, the Cup Series doesn't go here at USA. Like I said earlier, they went here for the Clash. They actually go to Chicagoland tomorrow night. NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series. Here is the 8 of Ashton Miller. Running for Chandler Rosen Racing this week. Full-time in the Cup Series. Some of these Cup guys will be running this race. And of course, the Cup race tomorrow night in Chicagoland. So, we're going to see double duty. But, of course, drivers are going to have to take the flight all the way back here in Florida, all the way down to Chicago. Oh, we got a massive crash down the back straightaway. Oh, my God. Around goes Herklots in the 00. All right, let's take a look at your point standings entering tonight here at USA Speedway for the Grand National Series. Cole Wilson, it's been an incredible last 7 or so races. He currently sits about, if I can do math, 16 points above Jake Clarino, second in points. You got Herklots still back in third, and not been the greatest of run for him after a great start to the season that saw him leading the points. Cole Clausen, winner at Phoenix, back in fourth. Knox Thompson back in fifth. Who will have the greatest points gain tonight? We will see. And I do have a little bit of a breaking story. We're not exactly sure if, well, we know it's true, but we're not exactly sure how this will turn out. But apparently Cole Wilson is having tornadoes in his area, and it doesn't have power right now. So he may not be able to attend this race, which would just be a massive shakeup in the points, with only 6 races left to go and him being the points leader by about 17. That would be huge if that happened tonight. We'll see how that all plays out. Still 21 minutes left in this warm-up. Of course, USA Speedway is, I guess you could call it a longer banked Martinsville. That's the best way I could kind of describe this place. Definitely a kind of a unique racetrack. Unfortunately, they decided to get rid of it. Here's Suarez, the inside of Knox Thompson, down the back straightaway and back into 3 and 4. Here's some racing between these two Chevrolets, side by side down the front stretch. Oh, Clausen. Careens. My goodness. Okay. iRacing's having a bit of a moment. Okay, what are we doing? There we go. Anyway, sorry about that. Back live here at USA Speedway. Here comes Thompson back on the track. The 8 there, the 00 of Herklots. More cars you can see. There's the 17 Hooters car of Keegan Shelton, who paints for him this week. All right. Shelton was actually the driver that caused the late caution in Iowa last week for in the Grand National Series race. Matthew Wade, of course, was just running away with that win until he wasn't. The yellow came out. And ultimately, I explained what happened after that. So again, we're not exactly sure if Cole Wilson's going to be able to attend this race. It would be a massive shakeup at the points and great opportunity for guys like Knox Thompson, Christian Erklotz, and especially Rockingham winner Jacob Clarino, who's currently second in points to game. That would just, destroy the points grid right now, with only 5 races left after this, heading to Talladega next week as well. This Grand National Series championship is wide open. Can Erklotz finally score his first ever Grand National win tonight? After so many races of trying, we will see. New paint scheme, actually new number for him, new number 5 for him this week. Got the Trackhouse slash into the Haas 00, so it looks a little bit weird, but I guess kind of cool. Here goes McMillan, there's the 8. And side by side, Suarez and Wilson. Oh, that's Catlin Wilson just destroying the back of Ron and Suarez, turning him into the wall and around. Okay. Here is Ethan McMillan in the 70 machine. Now he'll head down the back straight away. Of course, McMillan was actually your points leader this season for a little bit. Unfortunately, everything kind of got unraveled. He's back like 6th in points now, but still not a bad year for Ethan McMillan, all things considered. Here he is, Gary Smith in the 5, and man, he is probably not. I don't know if he wants to talk about last week or not. See, on the track won the race, but then of course on the track win taken away from him. So it was a very mixed emotion week for Gary Smith last time out in Iowa last week for these Grand National guys. Big wreck, somebody blew up. Only 14 cars in here so far. Make that 15 actually. And 16. Okay. Oh my goodness, Wilson, Catlin Wilson, they're riding the fence. Here comes Joseph Lewis for Ethan Trendler Racing down the back stretch. We'll have a teammate in this race, Sean Rowe, who of course is a Cup regular. For his first ever Grand National win though. Got 2 career Cup wins and happened all this season at Nashville and Dover. In contention for the Cup Series Championship in the chase. And around goes Ron as Suarez in 31 ahead of them. All right, nearly halfway through this warm-up session in USA. Of course, hoping for the best with Cole Wilson's situation. Hopefully, somebody getting the track, but most importantly, hoping he's all safe. All right. Well, around goes the 48 of Knox Thompson. He'll go for a slide down to the backstretch. Like I said, just about halfway through our warm-up session at this USA Speedway. It's a beautiful looking racetrack. I mean, a lot of fans I know came to this track back in the day. I think they tore it down, or they finished up running here back in all the way back in 2008. So it's been a while since they last raced here. 18 years to be exact, so definitely unfortunate. I'd love to see this. Well, obviously this place can't return. It's gone. But I would have loved to see them actually kept this place because it is a great racetrack, and it's always provided some really, really fun shows with these stock cars. NASCAR was never brought here, of course. It was just local racing. But with our stock cars we've had here in lobbies, Grand National, the Cup Series Clash, late model races, whatnot. It's been really fun. All right. Here is, oh, Herklot's gonna just run into people there and slam the wall on the backstretch. CJ Erdman is actually running a very similar number there, so I guess those two, I don't know, looking like F1 cars out here, especially with the Red Bull. Here goes Ortiz down the backstretch in the 88 machine. Alrighty.
Ethan Chandler, I have something to say.
What?
If anybody from Service Electric is watching, fuck you. We've been
Okay. Get a generator.
Power has been out since 5 p.m. It hasn't been raining for the past hour, and the power is still out. Those lazy-ass workers not doing their job. And now I have no chance to hold my points lead.
Well, it looks like Jacob Clarino is going to have a great night.
Stupid thing.
Okay. Anyways, Cole Wilson, you're in the booth here tonight. Yeah, what is it like watching from the sidelines, knowing that your car is broken because Chandler Wilson Racing can't build race cars?
Oh, it's devastating.
What?
It's devastating.
Yeah, oh. Yeah, here's the 33 of Jacob Clarino. Should be your new points leader after tonight. Barring any miracle from Cole Wilson, come back on track.
Yeah, hopefully. But
Hey, Cole Wilson, can you tell Ashton Miller to make sure to do the shoes?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm not standing here. I'm leaving.
Well, just tell him you're for...
Alright. I'm leaving, though.
Okay. Anyways, here is Clarino. Has a great opportunity now to take the points lead after Cole Wilson's little feud with the power company. Around goes the 48 of Knox Thompson. And near the 5 of Gary Smith. Would love maybe to get redemptions tonight. We'll see. Hopefully it doesn't happen in the same way as last week. That would not be a way to win another race. Oh, there's a big wreck there. A couple cars crash. Here we go, side by side, Erdman and Cope, as they go back into 3 and 4. We're still a lot of Grand National Series short tracks this season. Of course, even still to come, well, we had Iowa last week. Tonight, USA, we got North Wilkesboro still to come as well. We also got a Kern. So, it's even looking to be a very interesting end of the season for the Grand National Series drivers to decide a champion. About 10 minutes left to go here in this warm-up from USA. Way up the racetrack goes the 3 of Wilson. I know Cole Wilson wishes it was, oh my God, wishes he was on the racetrack right now. Big wreck. A couple of the M&F cars Well, Clausen and Ethan McMillan. All right, so looking down the time here, about 10 minutes left to go before qualifying will be underway here from USA Speedway. Ooh, way up the racetrack go a couple of cars. Clarino, I mean, he's got an opportunity to take the points lead right now, but he's down a second in. Well, I mean, actually, never mind. Cole Clausen rode the wall. He can't really go off of that. I believe Hercules did as well, so I think, I don't even know who's naturally top of the board. I truthfully don't know. Maybe Payson Lindsay, I guess? I don't know. But whoever wins this race, it'll certainly be interesting. Due to, of course, this race being in USA, in Lakeland, Florida, a lot of the Cup guys, besides Ashton Miller, of course, in the 8, Payson Lindsay in the 96, I think maybe Sean Rowe in the 20, are deciding not to do this race. You're not going to see Matthew White tonight. You're not going to see Cameron Chandler. Of course, Cole Wilson, your points leader, you're not going to see him due to electrical issues with his race car. Ready to take him out of the race here. Ashton Miller actually has Cameron Chandler's name on the door of that car, but obviously it's not him in the car. It is Ashton or Chandler Wilson Racing. No Aiden Donahue this week either. He saw him last week in Iowa. I mean, unfortunate, 2 speeding penalties in Iowa for Aiden Donahue, both Cup and Grand National, while maybe having the best car in the field in both those races. And could have been 2 wins, but unfortunately, it definitely wasn't. Here is now Sean Rowe in the 20 car. He could be a dark horse contender for the win tonight, being the Cup driver. I would not be surprised to see this 20 in victory lane after today. Definitely going out pretty late here in practice, but still enough time to make something happen. Of course, kind of really can't look at the practice grid right now because it's all messed up because some people decided they were going to wall ride to make their fastest lap. Around, almost around goes Clarino. He's way up the racetrack. Miller goes to his inside. In the wall now goes Clarino. Oh, and a Rojan Coke there gets turned hard on the wall. Down the front straightaway. All right, so, oh my goodness. Okay, all right, wow, all right, they're still wrecking. Oh man, big hits all around. We got one upside down, this is 48 to Knox Thompson. Here goes Ronan Suarez down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 yet again. So I know there's been wall. Oh, what?
Keep an eye on the Kylan brothers. They're being idiots right now.
That's not new news.
Well, no, they're just intentionally wrecking people. So.
I mean, well, if they do that in the race, obviously that's an issue.
Okay, just keep an eye on them because they're
Yeah,
starting to be idiots.
All right. Oh, and Knox Thompson's going to go around in the 48. All right. Anyways, looking back on track, there's the 20 car. That is Sean Rowe for Ethan Chun Racing and Toyota. Rowe is up to third. I think that is actually top of the order of the cars that are in wall riding. Wow. I mean, I said Sean Rowe could be a contender for the win tonight. It looks like he's already starting off high. Track hasn't seemed to go away either. Kind of just kept its pace. If not, got better. All right. Joseph Lewis here off the corner exit will go around. So it definitely won't be the longest race here at USA tonight. Last season had some chaos, though. We'll see what we get this year. We'll be right back from USA Speedway, about 3.5 minutes left to go. Before qualifying, we'll be underway for the Grand National Series drivers. Welcome back to live coverage of the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Grand National Series at USA Speedway. About a minute and 45 seconds left to go before qualifying will be underway. Like we said, 120 laps tonight. Fuel window should actually be over 120 laps, so they should need to stop for fuel if we were to go all the way green in this race at all. So guaranteed no green flag pit stops scheduled for all your leaders tonight. But if there is a caution, then I would assume pit stops. But actually, I don't know if it's guaranteed, Guaranteed on fuel, but tires. Do you really want to go 120 straight laps on tires? I don't really know. At a track like USA Speedway, I don't think so. So if this thing did win green, I think you would see some green flag pit stops, but I don't know if everyone would come because you can make it on fuel. So should be interesting to watch. And Matthew White, by the way, has joined the race. So that, okay. That is actually some pretty big news. Nearly won last week's race at here he is in the 88 at Iowa. So that late race yellow. My goodness. He's another Cup driver joining the grid. All right. Closing seconds here in the warm-up session for USA. Winner of this race last season was Cameron Chandler, but of course he's not in this race this year. Of course, we never prior race here at Season 3, Season 2, or Season 1, the Grand National Series at USA. It's our second time in the Grand National Series visiting this track. All right, well, time wraps up here at USA Speedway for the Grand National Series practice session. Qualifying is straight up. And it looks like we got the Cup guys looking very quick. Sean Rowe was top of the order, the guys that actually made laps use the normal way. Ashton Miller was second, Payson Lindsay was third. Matthew White was 11th, but he was only able to do a couple of laps there. So here we go. It's time to qualify from USA Speedway in the Grand National Series. Who is going to win this pole? Let's see. Car is pulling on the racetrack. Of course, 2 laps of qualifying. The track is going to get cooler and cooler. Sun will begin to set. Here we go. You see the 00 of Hercules. There is the 8 of Ashton Miller, the 48 of Knox Thompson, Cole Clausen, Jacob Matthew White, Carlos Ortiz, all pulling on track for qualifying. Will we see it be a one-and-done deal for these guys, or will we see improvements on the second lap? We'll see. Maybe a throwaway at lap 1 if you're a driver here. Who knows? I have to imagine some drivers did qualifying sim laps. Here goes Ashton Miller. He's on his lap right now, going through 3 and 4. On the gas, coming down the front straightaway across the line. Looks like pretty nice and tidy so far. There's Jacob Clarino second in points. Miller, of course, first over the line. Herklotz is second, about half-tenth down. Kylan Wilson is third. Matthew White slots in only 4th, but I think that first lap's... Oh, he's he's going to nearly spin. He's sideways. That might have not been a throwaway. I don't know. He's back in 5th. Clarino goes second. Actually pretty nice for him, considering how bad he was in practice. Beats Herklotz. Thompson goes P5. Clausen is 6th. Lewis is 7th. And Matthew White is 8th. Wow. He's going to have to come from more of the back of the field. Gary Smith goes 4th. Top 4 separated by less than a 1/10 of a second up front. Knox Thompson, he chops up the 4th place there. Still, though, is Ashton Miller on provisional pole, but a lot of cars left to go. Gary Smith ends up P3. Nice improvement. Here's the 94 of C.J. Erdman. Goes back into turns 3 and 4. We saw one throwaway on lap 1 for Matthew White. Obviously didn't work at all for him. Kylan Wilson, or gets Kylan Wilson, goes 7th. Erdman now goes 6th. Both Kylan Wilson and Kentlin Wilson have beat Matthew White. Here's Ronan Suarez, Homestead winner, and Payson Lindsay was top of the board, and drivers that actually were making normal lap times for a little bit until he got knocked down by a couple of people. Oh, he's going to get sideways. Oh, he goes top of the board. How about that? Payson Lindsay, by a 1/2 of a second, goes on provisional pole. Wow, who could have expected that? Sean Rowe still is yet to go on the track. Ronan Suarez is still making time, so is Keegan Shelton. Here goes Suarez across the line on his first lap. What is it going to be? It is 5th. Pretty solid. But Payson Lindsay is top of the board. Here's Keegan Shelton in the 17. He's bringing his car to pit road and make a lap time at all. He has damage, must have hit the wall, as you can see. Here's Sean Rowe in the 20. So we've seen improvements on lap 2. Rowe's got about 1:40 to knock Payson Lindsay off pole position here in USA. By the way, Suarez will end up in 5th. Oh, that's nearly in the wall a little bit for Sean Rowe. He goes 4th in lap 1. Lap 2, though, what is he going to bring? Can he knock off Payson? Down the backstretch for the final time. Into turns 3 and 4. Coming to the checkered flag in qualifying for Sean Rowe. Gonna push it all the way to the checkered flag. What is it gonna be for the driver of the 20 for TR? It is gonna be 2nd. Front row, but it's not the pole. Keegan Shelton's still making times. Not really sure if he's gonna be on a lap here or not. Exciting session of qualifying. Ooh, Shelton's going to spin here and wreck the car. And that will mean that Payson Lindsay is going to be on pole at USA Speedway. How about that? Sean Rowe is going to join him alongside on the front row. And the top 6 cars separated by less than 1/10 of a second here at USA Speedway. So close to the front of the field. Matthew White will qualify in 15th. I mean, he threw away lap 1, and then also, but then immediately got loose on his second lap, and then that, of course, killed it. Not many laps in practice for Matthew White. Can't be feeling too confident if I was him. Can't say the same, though, for Payson Lindsay on pole here at USA Speedway. Maybe his first pole, I think, maybe ever. I'm not really sure. All right. Payson Lindsay for Daniel Suarez Motorsports, bringing it back here for one final race, is on pole at USA Speedway. How about that? He was very good in practice. So who knows, this could be his day to get his first ever Grand National Series win as we welcome you live to the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Grand National Series season number 5, race at USA Speedway. Let's look at your points real quick. Of course, Cole Wilson, power is out. He is not going to be making this race. He will most likely, if nothing crazy happens, lose the points lead. And Jacob Clarino might gain it. I think he will gain it if he just has a solid day. He's going to start in 4th tonight. This is huge for Jacob Clarino. Exactly the situation he wants to see. Maybe not the best that's happening to his teammate, Cole Wilson, but, I mean, beggars can't be choosers. So on the front row will be Lindsay to his outside, Sean Rowe in the 20 car. Lining up in 3rd will be Ashton Miller. Jacob Clarino, he will start in 4th. Just a quick second. All right, anyways. Cars make their way down the pit this time. But anyways, Gary Smith, the unofficial winner until it was stripped away from him last week at Iowa, is going to start in 5th. Can he get maybe his official first ever win? Ron Suarez, Homestead Miami winner, will start in 6th. Christian Urquhart, 3rd in points. He starts 7th. Knox Thompson, another top 5 driver in points. He will start in 8th. Urban and Highland and Catlin Wilson, will round out your top 10 here at USA Speedway. Car is rolling slowly. 6 races left to go this season. The championship battle is on, and now it comes into a really interesting point here tonight with Cole Wilson being forced to miss the race. I mean, that's just the worst case scenario for Cole. Had a great points lead entering the day, about 17 points over Clarino. Looked like far and away the championship favorite to go 2 in a row now after winning the title last season. But now, looks like his early season luck is back. Power goes out. He will not make this race. Chevrolet Toyota will be lining up on the front row. It's all Chevy row number 2. First Ford is back there in 5th with Gary Smith. 120 laps, 90 miles around the USA Speedway tonight. No halfway break because it's the Grand National Series, of course. They're good on fuel, but are they good on tires at the end? Sun will be setting in this race as well. Choose cone, as always, down the front straightaway on these restarts if we do have any. No guaranteed cautions in this race. As they come to salute the fans back here at USA Speedway for possibly the final ever time. Not sure if the part-time races will ever make a trip here to USA, but we'll see. Cup Series Clash has been here, of course. The Grand National Series was here last season. We've done so much action with so many different cars here at USA Speedway. They've all really put on great races. We expect basically the same tonight. What will happen over these 120 laps from Lakeland, Florida? It's the USA Speedway for the Grand National Series. 6 races remain this season. It's all Cup Series driver. Front row, we're green in USA. Let's go. Lindsay clear down the back straightaway. Sean Rowe in line, pushes him. Here comes Miller on the bottom for 2nd. In the 8 car. Door to door on lap 1. Oh, we had a wreck. 1 car goes around. That's Kylan Wilson in the 23. Spins with Matthew White, and the caution is out. On lap 1, and Matthew White was involved. Doesn't look like he's got too much damage. That's what happens when you start in the rear of the field, especially at a short track. Wow. Let's take a look. Didn't really get a great angle. It looked like the 23 got turned by somebody. So is Ethan McMillan on the inside of him on lap 1. Oh, no, it was actually the 3 car, and then I got to take a better angle at that. Let's look from the blimp. So it was actually Kylan Wilson's brother, Kaylin Wilson, I'm sorry, from the blimp. See, Erdman to the inside. Oh, he has a blank there. Oh, so McMillan's the one who drives into the quarter panel of the 3 car. And then you see the 23 Wilson. I do want to see another. I actually want to focus on him now so we can take a look. So he gets to the inside of. Oh, he gets turned by the other M&F racing car there. Wow. So that's. It's like, apparently I can't talk tonight. We're just slurring our words. Anyways, apparently, so both Wilson brothers, they each get taken out there under that caution, under that wreck there, both by M&F racing cars. How about that? All right, iRacing's not really sure what we're doing, but anyways, we're under caution here for the first time. I believe we're choosing already. No, we're not. We're gonna choose next time by. So nobody's gonna come down pit road. You only get 3 sets of tires in the pits. Erdman, I don't know what happened to him. He was sent to the pits due to connection issue. Okay. So that's unfortunate for CJ Erdman. Wonder if he'll be back on the track. Unfortunately, having connection issues like you just saw. Well, your current leader now is Payson Lindsay in the 96 car. We're going to come into the shoes this time by for the first time tonight. Didn't take long to have our first yellow of the day on lap 1. Outside for Lindsay. He'll take that. Sean Rowe's going to go to the bottom. Outside for Ashton Miller. So, yeah, very interesting way to cause our first yellow of the night. So looking on CJ Erdman, doesn't say exactly what happened to him other than he was sent to the pits. Erdman, I believe, is not back on the track. No. Not really sure what's going on there. So both Kylan Wilson and Katlin Wilson get turned by M&F racing cars. One being Cole Clausen, one being Ethan McMillan. Definitely a unique caution flag situation there. We're going to restart on lap 6 here from Lakeland, Florida. Let's try this again. We go back to green. Payson Lindsay takes off. That's a great restart out of the 96 car. He's already clear of Sean Rowe in the bottom of the racetrack. You got Gary Smith behind the 20 car. We had another wreck. One car goes straight into the wall, almost. That was Carlos Ortiz. He actually, we got another spin down the back straightaway. Around goes the 48 of Knox Thompson. Stay green. No, we don't. Caution's out. And Matthew White involved again. That's another car off his nose. They cannot keep it together back here. Wow. Second caution of the day. And another one for the 48, or another one for Matthew White being involved. He was middle of 3 wide. It's Ethan McMillan to get to the bottom. No, McMillan just door slammed it. Matthew White nowhere to go. Had to turn the 48 of Thompson. So that's kind of Ethan McMillan, if you think about it, at fault for 2 incidents right there. Riding with Knox. Yeah, White just comes up to nowhere to really go from Knox Thompson. And around he goes down the back straightaway, bringing out now our second caution of the day already. So Erdman, I don't know if he's out of the race or not. Oh, no, there he is. He's back in the pits, but is 4 laps down. Probably would be back on the racetrack in a minute. Lap 8 is underway. Ortiz, by the way, came down pit road. Well, we are only now 8 laps in. This has been one hell of a way to start off a race at USA Speedway. My goodness. CJ Erdman, I believe, is back on track, but is 4 laps down. He wants the cautions to continue now. He doesn't want to be involved, though, so he wants to get 4 different free passes. Alrighty. Coming to the shoes this time by. Let's see if we can get some racing in. That'd be nice. So Payson last time chose the outside. We'll see if he goes there yet again. Ooh, gonna probably fake. Yep, he's gonna go top. Sean Rowe's gonna choose the bottom as well. Oh, actually, Ashton Miller goes bottom as well. So does Gary Smith. That's gonna put Herklotz in the second row. Interesting call. All right. Ready for this restart. We are 10 laps into USA Speedway, the Grand National Series tonight. Already 2 cautions. A wild way to start this one. Hopefully we can get some nice green flag running in. Pace car goes back down in the pits, and we are back to green at USA. Another great jump out of Payson. Sorry, he is clear now side by side for second. Herklotz, I think the outside is definitely underrated. I don't know why Gary Smith chose on the bottom. As he heads down the back straightaway. Yeah, Herklotz will be clear to third as they will complete the first lap under. Oh my goodness, they're wrecking again. Are you kidding me? Part of the wall goes to Knox Thompson and Rojan Koch. And I think we're going to stay green. No yellow. Okay. Oh, what are we doing? Jacob Clarino spins with the 71 of Colt Clausen. And now we're under yellow. What a mess. My goodness, this has been a horrible start to the race. What are they doing? It's actually getting ridiculous. Don't know what's going on. So here's what happened the first wreck. Rojan Koch to the inside. Oh, just cleans out Knox Thompson. It also puts that 21 of Ortiz in the wall. Let's ride along with Knox through this wreck. I think this is going to be a day over. That's so unfortunate. I had a great opportunity to gain points as Cole Wilson out of the race, but unfortunately for him, this will be the day over, I believe, for Knox Thompson. It just gets turned. And into the wall. Actually, I don't know. The motor doesn't blow, but it definitely wasn't rolling, and he had to reset to the pits, so not exactly sure. And then that second wreck, let's take a look. Here they are side by side. Another M&F racing car. Clarino to the inside of him. They're door to door. I believe 8th. Oh, and that's just not enough. I want to look from the blimp real quick. We're going to get a better angle at that once we do that. Oh, actually, Cole was the one. I think Clarino came up, but Cole should have probably given him more room. Around goes the 33 car. And by the way, Knox Thompson is now officially out of the race. Come on, I want to go. Outside goes Lindsay. Inside goes the 20 of Sean. Outside goes Herklotz. So that outside second lane seems to be doing pretty well, and I think drivers are definitely not going to be, you know, choosing the bottom anymore if you have the opportunity to go up there on these restarts. Well, already 3 yellows, going to restart in lap 16. Clarino, by the way, is being scored a lap down. There he is. He has that damage on his race car. Second in points. This is exactly what Cole Wilson needs to see. Here we go, back to green. Lindsay, again, easily clear on the restart. Side-by-side row to the inside of the 00 of Herklotz. He will clear for second. We're going to all slot and line up front, top 5, top 6 single file. First side-by-side battle. What are we doing, iRacing? All right, that's unfortunate. Apologize for that little technical difficulty. See Wilson clear on Joseph Lewis. They're getting dicey back here. Matthew White wants to try to finally drive his way through the field. He's been involved in 2 wrecks already. Going down the back straightaway in the 3 and 4 yet again. McMillan on the bottom. To the inside will clear Joseph Lewis. Now here comes Matthew White to the inside of the 28 car for 9th. Lewis has some pretty big back-end damage. Door to door down the front stretch in the 3 and 4. Oh, running Suarez. He's going to spin. Will he save it? Somehow he will. And why is the... Oh, my God. Of course the caution's out. What are we doing, iRacing? Absolutely ridiculous. No reason for that to be yellow, but the caution is out. He saved it. Drove it way too deep. Came from about 2 cars back and then goes to the inside of the 28 of Lewis. Saves the car. Nearly hits the pit barrels, Pace and Lindsay style, but saves it. Should have been green, but unfortunately iRacing doesn't know what they're doing, so they threw a yellow. This race has been a mess. I think that's an understatement. 4 yellows in the first 20 laps. We haven't seen that. God, I don't even know how long. Well, this race is definitely, man. We haven't really gotten more than 3 or so laps in for a run, so I don't know whose car has what at this point. Clarino gets the free pass. Thank God for him. He's happy for this yellow. So yeah, I really don't know whose car has what at this point. We've just been under caution way too long. They're going to shorten up that ready, or again. Outside for Lindsay, in the bottom goes Sean Rowe. I don't know what we're doing, iRacing, okay. Alrighty, well, let's turn this around, hopefully. That'd be nice. A restart in lap 22. We've had way too many yellows so far in this one. Hopefully, this is the last one for a little bit. Coming back to the green flag. And again, we're underway in USA once more. And once again, Pace and Lindsay gets a great jump on the rest of the field. Sean Rowe now side by side for second. Look at the 00 of Hercules working the outside lane nicely. Rowe is going to clear him off corner exit. Now, can Sean Rowe try to slot in line here to maybe run down Pace and Lindsay? I do think over the long run, Rowe is going to be better than that 96 machine. A little further back, Keegan Shelton. Oh my goodness, one car gets sideways. Thank God that's not a caution. That would have been ridiculous. Joseph Lewis still saved the race car. Lindsay now way up the racetrack through 3 and 4. Here comes Sean Rowe for the lead. He is closing the gap. We see now McMillan to the inside of Caleb Wilson for Zaid. Side by side down the back straightaway. For the lead, here comes Sean Rowe to the inside of Pace and Lindsay. Can't actually get the words out tonight. I don't know what's going on with him. I apologize. The battle's on for the lead. Rowe to the inside to his quarter panel. Trying to move him up the racetrack just ever so slightly. Lindsay is definitely starting to struggle. See him get a little bit loose off these corner exits. Oh, Lawson. Whoa! Ashton Miller sideways. Up the racetrack he goes. Gonna lose the spot. Oh, Lawson outside the top 5. Here comes Matthew White as well. Definitely the longest green flag run that we've seen so far tonight, which is interesting. Here goes Wilson looking to the inside of McMillan. Can't get anywhere with that. Sean Rowe is still all over the back bumper of Pace and Lindsay. Definitely the quicker car. Again, Lindsay, he is sideways off these corners. Rowe closes the gap. Here he is. Looks to his inside. I think it is still too early for any sort of bump and run, but he's going to get to his quarter panel. They might be side by side if Lindsay doesn't get the run off corner exit, which he does. He clears Rowe for now, but Rowe is there. Going to be to his inside, door to door for the lead. Here we go at USA. Sean Rowe looking to take it. Side by side with pole sitter Pace and Lindsay. Herklotz is still waiting back there in third to try to make something happen. Up the racetrack goes that 96 yet again. Rowe, ever so slightly, is going to just keep on pushing in the bottom lane. Oh, Rowe is sideways, literally slides that 96 up the track. Pacing is running maybe the middle lane, as you can see there. He's going to burn up his stuff even more. What can Herklotz do? These two get together up front. Gary Smith back there in fourth. Still side by side. I mean, neither one of them just get each other cleared. They've been door to door for about 4 or 5 laps straight. Now Rowe in the bottom lane is going to try to cut off Lindsay. Can't do it. Can't pitch him off. Lindsay comes back to the outside yet again. Great race for the lead. Side by side at USA. And they haven't made contact once. These two have history. Thinking back to the Cup Series race in Atlanta this season, up the racetrack goes Sean Rowe, nearly to the door of Payson. Trying to side drift him. Herklotz is just really close up back to the bumper of both of them. Lindsay sideways up the racetrack. Rowe is going to try to drive to the bottom lane. Now finally gets clear. New leader in USA, it is Sean Rowe, and here comes Herklotz. Drives to the inside of the racetrack he goes. Contact with Lindsay. For second, Herklotz sideways. Oh, nearly spins. Saves the race car. That was close. Harry Smith almost got him around as well. Luckily, he backed off. What a battle. That now sees Sean Rowe as your leader. Here goes Gary Smith to the inside of Herklotz for third. Oh, contact! Herklotz way up the racetrack that time. Don't think he's going to be very pleased about that. Smith will move to third because of that maneuver. But Herklotz, maybe in a future restart, don't think he's going to be cutting Gary Smith any breaks after that one. Gary Smith down 2 weeks in a row with similar issues. Of course, last one was for the win. Here is Ron Suarez after spinning, or nearly spinning, trying to drive his way back up the front of the field. He's now up to 9th. Kalen Wilson looks back to his inside. Suarez looks to pinch him off. He will do just that. Here's Miller, currently in 6th or 7th. Here's Matthew White, currently in P6. And your leader, Sean Rose, just gained about half of a second now up front. I said he is one to watch tonight for the win. Looks to be maybe the best car so far in this race. Leading on lap 37, a 120. Here's Matthew White trying to break inside of the top 5 for the first time today. On the bumper of Cole Clausen. He's going to look to the inside, maybe. No, he's going to get tripped to his bumper. Doesn't use the bumper to run just yet, but Ashton Miller is still right there as well. Heading down the back straightaway, Miller sideways. And here goes White for 5th. Ooh, Clausen got loose up the racetrack. He is there, side by side. Going to be heading down the front straightaway. It is definitely hard to make a pass, though. You can stay side by side for a long time here at USA Speedway. Clausen going to try to get back to the outside, but this time Matthew White only needs one corner to clear him. Up to V5 goes the 88. White, if we get some yellows here, I think he would probably need them to have a chance of the win. He could be a contender. Here goes Ashton Miller to the inside of Cole Clausen now. And Clausen going to fall back to 7th, Miller up to P6. Yeah, Lindsay continues to lose time from your leader, Sean Rowe. 40 laps complete in Lakeland. Boston's starting to struggle. First side-by-side battle to see CJ Erdman, Keegan Shelton. Erdman, of course, is still 3 laps down. Here is the 33 of Jacob Carino running in 13th. Still riding with that damage, but would still need more points than this if you want to take the points lead after tonight from Cole Wilson. Herklotz is the guy I'm watching, with Wilson missing the race, of course. Electrical issues with his race car, and then 13th place running right now for Jake Herklotz, currently running in 4th. He would have by far the best points today out of those guys contending for the title. And, of course, Thompson out of the race. So, oh, but he's sideways down the front straightaway. Here comes Matthew White, looking to take that 4th spot, and he does. Spoke too soon on Christian Herklotz. He is starting to struggle. That car is very loose. White is up to P4 now, as you see the 8 of Ashton Miller trying to get him for 5th. In the wall a little bit goes Herklotz. Now Miller, he is going to close the gap, looking to his quarter panel. Battle is on for P6. Riding with Ashton Miller. There we go. Of course, sun is setting. It's a beautiful night at USA Speedway. Lights have come on the racetrack. Before long, we'll be under full darkness. There's the Wilson brothers, currently having a pretty solid day, 10th and 11th. Kylan Wilson got a loose one, but there, Kylan Wilson, his brother, back on his rear bumper. By the way, these two race literally next to each other in their own sim rigs. It's kind of funny. As here we go to the inside, Herklotz just got passed by Miller for 5th. Oh, he is struggling. He's in the wall again. Yeah, so now that we finally, of course, have some sort of a run going here, we've seen who the comers and goers are. Sean Rowe looks maybe to have the best longer run car. Lindsay now also starting to fall back. Matthew White, though, is one that is coming through the field. He's up to P4, and he is just running some of the best times on the racetrack right now, up to 4th, and gaining on both Gary Smith and Payson Lindsay, and even Sean Rowe. That 88 car is dangerous. Wants to get redemption from last week in Iowa. Again, will we see a pit stop in this race? That's the big question. We got a car on pit road right now. That's Keegan Shelton, the 17th, going to be your first one actually under grid, bringing them into the pits. So, not sure if this is scheduled, not sure if damage. I'm not really sure what's going on with that 17, but coming to lap 50 this time by. Of course, you're good to the end on fuel, but do you really want to ride along with 120 lap old tires? Who knows? I would assume we would probably see some people pit, maybe try to see some people stay out. Should be interesting how the tire strategy works here at USA Speedway as this race goes on. Still not even halfway. On lap 50 of 120. Gary Smith, you see Shelton still in the pits. Definitely some sort of mechanical issue or damage on that race car. Here we go. Cole Clausen looks to the inside of Herklotz. Herklotz is really struggling now. Battle is for P7, P6. Ooh, both of them sideways. McMillan, his teammate for MNF Racing, coming up there as well. More contact. Clausen sideways down the front straightaway. Here comes McMillan. McMillan, being teammates with Cole Clausen, stays in line, but they have Ron and Suarez on their back bumper. Ooh, Cole Clausen. Oh, contact! Clausen spins! Round he goes! No yellow. Yes, there is yellow. All right, caution's out. Well, the caution will come out for the first time in about 40 laps here at USA for Cole Clausen getting turned by Ron and Suarez. Let's take a look. He was sideways already to begin with. Definitely not loving those tires. This should bring everyone to pit road, I would have to imagine. And our tire situation is going to get a lot less interesting. So let's look from the blimp. See McMillan there. Clausen gets super loose. Oh, yeah. I don't really think Suarez had anywhere to go there. Kind of just a racing deal. Let's ride along with the 31, though. So Clausen sideways, just stepped on the brakes. Yeah, I don't think Suarez has had enough time to react there, unfortunately. So spins out Clausen. Everyone is coming to pit road. Here we go. All your leaders on the pits. It'll be 4 fresh Goodyear tires I don't know if you're going to put much fuel in your race car, though. You don't want to be you don't want to make it any more heavy than it has to be. So you really shouldn't see people waiting on fuel. Here we go. Sean Rowe's going to win the race off pit road. Second will be Payson Lindsay. Third, Gary Smith. Fourth, Matthew White. Top five doesn't change. Fifth is Ashton Miller. I think gaining is about those Ronan Suarez. And Cole Clausen, after spinning, he's got some damage to repair. There he goes. So nobody stays out, of course. That would be pretty lethal. This track does wear out your tires pretty quickly, and it's very handling dependent track. Come to the choose next time by. All right, so Sean Rowe is going to have the first time as your leader for this choose. We'll see where he goes. I have to imagine he goes to the outside. It's worked for Payson Lindsay many times so far in this race. So I would assume now, if we went green to the end, we wouldn't see anyone for the leaders at least bring their cars down to pit road. We've just got a fresh set of tires. We're nearly to halfway. So at this point, there's really no need to. Here we go. Rowe got to choose the bottom. How about that? Outside for Lindsay. Bottom now for Gary Smith. Outside Matthew White. That's intriguing. Wow. Kind of surprised by that one. Urban gets another lap back, at least 2 laps down now. Keegan Shelton, by the way, retired from the race, some sort of mechanical issue. A horrible day for K10 Racing. They're going to finish last and second to last from Knox Thompson and Keegan Shelton. Can't get much worse than that. Here we go for the restart. On lap 57. Sean Rowe chooses the bottom as your leader. How will this go? The restart suddenly going back to the green. Oh! Payson Lindsay sideways on the restart. He will save it. Rowe gets clear to the lead. Here goes Gary Smith for second at the bottom of Payson Lindsay. Door to door, Gary Smith is clear to P2. Lindsay's not done yet. Shooting back to his bumper. There goes Ashton Miller to the inside of Matthew White. Back there for fourth. Payson, of course, just a horrible restart on the outside lane. There is Miller clearing back in P5. White is cleared at the fourth. As they head down the back straightaway, Sean Rowe, though, a 2.5 car length lead over Gary Smith back into 3 and 4. See Ethan McMillan looks to the inside of Ronan Suarez. Oh, they're in the wall there, a couple of cars. FedEx Racing has had a certainly interesting night. They've been involved in most cautions so far tonight. Oh, McMillan, this is going to cause another one. Around goes Ronan Suarez. He'll save it. Wow. How about that? What a save. Still is loose, but that could have been catastrophic. My goodness. Oh, man. Here we go. There's Carlos Ortiz to the inside of Herklotz. This is for 8. Herklotz is still falling back. Man, McMillan must have heard me because he caused yet another incident. This time doesn't bring out a yellow. Saving it is Ronan Suarez. Gary Smith, he is close to the back bumper of Sean Rowe. How about this? So is Payson Lindsay. Smith looks inside for a second for the lead. Halfway now with USA. Lap 61. Rowe definitely has the good long run pace, but Smith and oh, there's contact! Smith at the racetrack. Contact with Lindsay. Smith gets bumped and run just like he did to Bryce Benson last when the yellow's out. Oh, Cole Clausen spins again. Let's take a look at how that happens. There's been a lot of contact and cars getting sideways here in this race. Here we go. Caleb Wilson to the inside. Oh. There's Jacob Clarino. Oh, man, that's close for the 33. I don't really know. I want to take a look at the blimp here. It almost looked like they just came together, sandwiched each other there. Clausen definitely goes defensively into 1. Then he backs off. Yeah, I don't think he gave the 3 car enough room. I'm going to be honest. I don't think Kalen Wilson had really anywhere to go. He was kind of just committed to the inside. I think Clausen tried to roll out the best he could. It was just kind of a racing deal again. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Oh, man, Jake Lerna, let's ride along with 33. This is going to be a wild angle. He barely missed that. Whoa! Man. Can't get much closer than that. All right. Well, this has definitely been an uptick of yellows we've seen lately. So CJ Urban now gets the free pass. I think he's going to be one lap down. So one more yellow. He's back in contention here on the lead lap. Should be choosing this time. Rowe is going to go outside. I think that, no, he's going to go bottom. Oh, Payson goes bottom. How about that? Gary Smith now gets the front row. Matthew White goes outside as well. This shoes cone has been really interesting. We had a car on the wall as well in the shoes. That's Suarez. Yeah, this shoes cone has certainly been something. Alrighty. Gonna restart on lap 66. A lot of yellows so far tonight. We had one long run. That was just about it though. Here we go. Back to Granite USA. Kind of an even restart inside. I don't think is the preferred line. There's contact for the lead. Way up the racetrack goes Sean Rowe. Here goes Payson Lindsay. Look at who's inside. Gary Smith there as well to make contact with the 20. Lindsay, though, is there to his door. Side by side with the run straightaway. Your pole sitter, Lindsay, looking to retake it, but he gets sideways. More contact back into 1 and 2. Here comes Matthew White on the bottom. What a battle. Matthew White gonna push in line in the bottom lane with Payson Lindsay there still, though. Door to door, stuck to each other. Contact again down the front straightaway. Matthew White goes 3 wide. Can't make it work, though. Lindsay made a big block back on 1 and 2. Kind of messed up his angle into the entry of the corner there. Still, though, again, locked with each other side by side for the race lead. White's gonna follow in line in the bottom lane with Lindsay. Again, Lindsay is going to try to clear himself. Oh, Sean Rowe makes contact with Matthew White. White is going to save it somehow. Don't think that really was on the 20 car. I mean, Payson really pushed the order there. Closed the gap and cleared himself nearly on Sean. White got loose, back to 4th, now side by side with Ethan McMillan. Clears him yet again. And now I don't think Sean Rowe is very pleased with Payson Lindsay. We'll see what happens. And Lindsay was very aggressive to retake the lead. You know, this 20 car is very good on the long runs. We'll see if he can get him back. Oh, there's contact again. Lindsay sideways. Here goes Rowe to the outside lane. A little bit of payback. Gary Smith now goes inside for second. Way up the racetrack goes Payson all by himself that time by, and Rowe is there to his corner panel. Can't stay there though. Again, to his inside, more contact is made. Smith and White are coming back. Smith now to the inside of Rowe. He might get there. He will not. At least yet. Gives Payson Lindsay some breathing room for now. Hell of a battle so far tonight, USA Speedway. And Rowe is going to close that gap up yet again. He is there for the lead on Payson Lindsay. Lindsay drove himself up the racetrack. There's more contact again. I don't think Sean Rowe is still very pleased with that 96 machine. Now Matthew White looking to the inside of Gary Smith for third. Oh, he's going to nearly turn him. Smith is sideways. Here goes White. And for the lead, pump and run. Here he comes. Sean Rowe moves Payson Lindsay up the racetrack. He's there. Lindsay looks to go defensively into 1 and 2. Up the racetrack he goes, though. side by side. These two not happy with each other at all. They are not good friends. More contact. Oh, Payson gets sideways. He's going to go around. Gets turned up the nose of Sean Rowe, and the caution is out. Well, things have officially boiled over up front. Around goes Payson Lindsay, your pole sitter. Gets turned by the 20 of Rowe. And things have just gotten ugly. Wow. Let's take a look. So, I mean, it was clear as day what happened. Obviously, Rowe, another bump and run. I don't think he meant to do that turn, but Lindsay, of course, couldn't hold on. Brings out our yellow on lap 76. Riding with Lindsay. Obviously, it was a bump, just couldn't hang on to it. Definitely a bad spot. Yeah, I don't think Rowe meant to get him turned around like that. I think he was just kind of meant to drive the 96 up the racetrack, but obviously that's what that did. So got a couple of cars pitting back here. Ron and Suarez is one of them. So I'm interested to see if you take tires now. Ooh, how's that going to work out? 4 cars taking them that weren't involved in an accident. There goes Payson Lindsay. He's going to take tires as well. His second set of 3. But most of your leaders will stay out. Alrighty, so now how is this going to go? Between now Matthew White and Sean Rowe. Got a new player up front in the top 2, Matthew White. And also, how is it going to play out if Payson can get back up front? Currently, he's going to be back outside the top 15 and has damage in the back end of his race car. Unfortunate for Payson. So quick. Roughed up Sean Rowe a little bit there. And obviously, Sean didn't like what he saw. Did not like what he sees. Or whatever. I can't say it right tonight. Okay. To the shoes this time. And we're going to restart on lap 80. Sean Rowe again goes to the bottom. That's interesting. I mean, the bottom hasn't really gotten too good of jumps. The outside we saw earlier with Payson. He chose the outside as your leader. He just flew away from the rest of the field on the restarts. But the bottom hasn't really had the same effect. And Erdman, by the way, is back on the lead lap. Finally. Restart here with 41 to go in USA. This has been one hell of a race. Contact has been an understatement. These drivers have just been all over each other all night long. And things have officially, I think, boiled over. I mean, it's short track racing. It's the Grand National Series. 41 laps to go in Lakeland, Florida. Here we go. Sean Rowe gets a pretty decent jump there on both Gary Smith and Matthew White. Gary Smith to the inside of the 88 now for second. Definitely helping Sean Rowe in the 20 car. Oh, contact! Matthew White way up the racetrack in 3 and 4 with Gary Smith. And the caution's out again. What happened this? Oh, McMillan goes around. Oh, my goodness. Well, this is, oh, he got collected with Clarino. Let's take a look. Not clear on Ashton Miller, obviously. Clarino nowhere to go. You see Ron and Suarez got a piece of it. Erdman, who nearly got destroyed there, just got back on the lead lap. And nowhere to go for Jacob Clarino. It's been a rough day for the 33 after qualifying out of the top 5. Yeah, just not clear there on Ashton Miller, clearly. And, I mean, Clarino wasn't really involved. He made a little contact there in the wall as well, but could have definitely been worse. Some cars pitting in the back. Again goes Ron and Suarez. Man, we have seen, wow, this has been very hard to take in. My goodness, been a lot going on in the racetrack here at USA Speedway. And Sean Rowe still is your leader. Matthew White has still scored in second. Got very, very lucky that the caution came out when it did, because he was going back to 4th, maybe even further. for choosing already. Rowe again goes to the bottom. I don't know. I mean, he got a pretty good jump last time by. I still would favor the outside if I was him. But I'm not him. I'm just the demoter. So, yeah. Anyways, going to restart in lap 84 here at USA Speedway. Starting to get towards the end of this thing. I mean, I feel like we've been racing for the win since lap 1. This has just been a no-save race, to say the least. Pace car back down to the pits. Here we go. Contact is already happening. We're back to green at USA again. This time, Sean Rowe not the best of restarts. Matthew White might keep it to his outside. No, he will not. Rowe gets clear. Matthew White gets clear to second place, most importantly. There goes Gary Smith on the bottom of the 5 car. Loses Hercloss on the outside. Oh, more contact. Hercloss up the racetrack. How about Kylan Wilson in the 23 car? Where did he come from for 4th? Oh, they're 3 wide. Oh, my goodness. More contact goes Lindsay. They're still 3 wide. There goes Cole Kloss in the middle. Falling back is the 96 car. Man. Kylan Wilson is sideways on the outside now. It is just a mess back here. Miller clears himself off of Lindsay's nose. Oh, no. Around goes the 71. No. Everyone's saying, oh, why is the caution out? Come on, iRacing. That's ridiculous. They need to fix that. That is so stupid. Everybody saved it, and the caution's out. Ugh. Well, let's take a look, I guess. So, yeah, it was the 94, and then the 28 also got turned around. They were 4 wide for a second, but everyone saved it somehow. I don't really know how that happens. And that did not need to be a caution. Fortunately, iRacing doesn't really know what they're doing. So there you go. 4 wide for a split second. Everyone keeps it going in the right direction. Nobody's in harm's way, and the caution comes out for some reason. No idea. Don't ask me. It's like the 3rd time that's happened tonight for absolutely no reason. The yellow comes out.
Ethan Trumler, this is Cameron Chandler with the CWR mid-race report. The people want to know, what are your thoughts about this race so far?
I mean, I think I'll keep those to myself.
Okay, yeah, that's a good enough answer. Yeah, nice try, Ethan Trumler.
Go to Charlotte. Anyways, Sean Rowe is still your leader. Matthew White is still in 2nd. Smith, Herclots, Wilson, Ortiz, Miller, Lindsay, Erdman, Clausen in your top 10. Man, this has just been some race. Wow. Here we go. Sean Rowe is going to choose the bottom. Again, Matthew White chooses the outside. Can we get some running in? That would be nice. We had a point where we actually were getting some nice green flag runs in. I feel like that's just over. I mean, as this race goes on, they're going to get more and more aggressive. I don't really know how they can get more aggressive than this, though. Alrighty, gonna restart on lap 90. 31 to go and here in Lakeland, Florida. Another decent jump by Matthew White on the outside. Side by side, he's gonna race your leader, Sean Rowe, door to door in the 1 and 2. That's why I think the outside is the preferred lane in the restarts. Rowe hasn't thought so, but here comes Matthew White. Door to door, back into turns 3 and 4. Gary Smith back there in 3rd place looking away. They're even with each other, side by side. 30 laps to go. Contact, Matthew White up the racetrack. In the 88. Now he's side by side with Smith for that second. The caution, why is the caution out? Oh my God. All right, this is really getting old. Again, it's the same like 3 people. McMillan, or I'm sorry, Clausen, as yet another issue. Oh, what is the 3 doing? He saves it and then takes that Rojan Cope. Man, this is, yeah. This race. So the 3 car of Caleb Wilson, I think this is going to be one more strike. And he has already actually been black flagged. So here he is. He just, that was egregious. I don't know what that was. That was awful.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a little context to this situation. Cole Clausen had some not nice words for him because apparently he was being stupid before then, and I guess he took some big offense to the words. And
oh, here we go.
yeah, Cole Clausen is not too happy. I kind of want to go hear it. So Ethan Trumler, you're back on your own.
Wow. Oh, we're about to see maybe contact here. All right, these two are not pleased. Well, I think there's a full moon here in Lakeland, Florida tonight, because my, oh my, has this been a race. Man, we have seen a lot of things happen so far. And again, Sean Rowe on the bottom again. That's, I don't know. Well, we're under 30 laps to go now here at USA Speedway. It's going to be 26 exactly once we go back green. NASCAR once again makes that hard left turn to the pits. Here we go, 26 laps to go. How many more cautions are we going to see? Who knows? That's this time. Sean Rowe gets away nicely. Wow, how about that? Matthew White did not get a good restart at all. Here comes Gary Smith to the bottom. Door to door, down the back straightaway. For second place. Oh, that's one car on the wall, Christian Herklotz. Payson is coming back. And if he gets back to Sean Rowe somehow, will there be contact? Oh, we have one car, oh God. Oh, what are we doing? All right, well, okay. I don't really know. Anyways, back up front. Here we go, side by side for second, Matthew White and Gary Smith. There's almost contact. White is clear to P2. Kylan Wilson to the inside of Pace and Lindsay now. This is for fifth. More contact between the two. Lindsay is clear. Here goes Ortiz. Ortiz drives it so deep in the corner. That will not stick. Erdman is coming back on the bottom as well. Now they're door to door here. Wilson, of course, fell back to 9th or 10th. Side by side with Ashton Miller. Erdman makes, oh, there's contact with Erdman and Ronan Suarez. They are teammates, by the way, from Clear iRacing. One car back in the racetrack. That's a 3 of Caleb Wilson. He's currently a lap down. I think he's got to be careful of what he does here. He's going to let the rest of the leaders go, I think. Side by side, Joseph Lewis, such as the inside of 33 of Clarino. Clarino is still only running in 13th. This is not going to be the points that he needed and could have really used with Wilson not making the race. Up front, the gap is about 3/10 between Sean Rowe and Matthew White, coming to 20 laps to go this time by. This has been one heck of a race, and it's not over yet. Here's Ronan Suarez, the 7th. Oh, Erdman! I'm sorry, that's the 88 of Carlos Ortiz, completely sideways down the front straightaway. Here goes Miller and Wilson behind him as well. Oh, in the wall! Somehow he saves it, keeps going in the right direction. We stay green. Oh, but Miller drives it straight into the door of Kylan Wilson. I don't know how the 88 car of Ortiz is still going in the right direction. He slammed the wall hard. And we stay green. It definitely has damage. It's not going to turn back into 1 and 2 at all. And he's back now to 11th. Up front. Look at Pace and Lindsay. Remember, he's on slightly fresher tires. I just forgot about that. He is coming. I mean, the tires aren't that much fresher, but all of a sudden, these last couple of laps, he is just riding off some really good times. He's on the back bumper of Matthew White for second. And remember, if he gets back to Sean Rowe, God only knows what's going to happen then. But he's still got to get around Matthew White for second place. Those tires are still are newer, but only slightly. Here he is for second on the bottom of White. White's going to give him the room, and he's going to just let him go. Makes a bit of a crossover of the inside. Diamonds the corner off, but stays in line and lets Lindsay have second place. And now Lindsay going to try to run down Sean Rowe. 16 laps to go. He's got plenty of time. Does he have enough tire? The gap, about half a second. Pace and Lindsay, your pole center, back to second place. After getting turned around by the 20 car, what kind of retaliation could we possibly see? If I was Payson, I'd be careful because this man has been suspended more times than I can count from the league. A little bit further back, I think Mosley has kind of calmed down. Oh, never mind. There's 27 Origin Coke moving the inside, but up front, the gap is closed up to about 0.3 of a second now, almost less than that, between Rowe and Lindsay. 14 laps to go here at USA. This race has been one to remember so far, and we might be in for another thrilling finish. Can Lindsay run down that 20 car of Sean Rowe? He's running quicker, but how much quicker? Doesn't seem to be very much faster than that 20 car yet. But we know if he gets there, there will probably be contact. Payson is just ever so slightly gaining on that 20 machine. He's in the wall a little bit, though, down the back straightaway. Payson going to run a little bit higher to get out of that dirty area. He's going to go to the bottom, going to diamond the corner off. He's going to get a nice run, but he actually gets loose. That's going to kill all of his momentum heading down the front straightaway. He'll do it again, going into 1 and 2. This time, we'll see if he can get the car to stick. Yeah, he couldn't put the throttle down. He's actually now losing time to Sean Rowe. The goodness on the tires beginning to maybe go away for the 96 of Payson Lindsay, that Rowe machine that we know how good he is on the long run. Coming to 10 to go this time by. They're catching maybe some lap traffic. I don't really know. Probably not, actually. I mean, Payson's still there. Rowe is actually starting to struggle a little bit more this time by 9 laps remaining in USA. I mean, if Payson's there, I think there's going to be contact. Coming maybe to like 2 to 3 to go. So you know, of course, Payson got turned around by that 20 car of Sean Rowe last time these two were racing. And oh, here he comes! Drives it really deep into the corner. Very close to the 20 of Rowe's back bumper. He is still quick. Here comes Payson Lindsay. And there's the contact! Up the racetrack goes Rowe. Lindsay goes to the bottom. Door to door for the lead. These two not happy with each other at all. Oh, Rowe's gonna make the contact back. Lets him go, but Doors just bumps him up the racetrack. And the caution's out. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, what is the 23 doing? Man, that's an unfortunate yellow. Let's take a look. Oh, it's McMillan again. And Wilson cannot hang on. Yeah, McMillan has kind of had a rough race. He has made a lot of contact, and that time, again, turns the 23. I mean, Wilson didn't give him too much room, to be honest, from that angle. But, man. Well, anyways, the more interesting thing is up front. My goodness. I mean, We have cars pitting, by the way. Gary Smith comes to the pit. Clausen, Clarino. But Gary Smith is the big one from the top 5. Oof, I don't know about this call. I mean, it's kind of a Hail Mary. You're only going to have about like 4 to 3 to go once the restart comes underway. Well, now your leader is Payson Lindsay, and I've had to imagine Rowe, if Lindsay, well, I think Lindsay would choose the outside on the restart here. That would mean Rowe would choose the bottom, so he would be to his inside. So if, but then if Lindsay surprises everyone, chooses the inside, I think Rowe chooses right behind him. So Rowe is choosing bottom no matter what, I think, on this restart. I think we're going to choose this time by Lindsay outside, or yeah, Rowe bottom. And actually, Matthew White follows in line. Oh, there's contact! We have a crash on the choose cone between teammates, Suarez and Erdman. Herklotz, I think Suarez has the spot on the outside. Herklotz going to restart top as well. That'll be 4 laps to go for this restart. Well, I think the gloves are going to be off. This is going to be wild. Who is going to win at USA Speedway? We have a huge feud going on between Sean Rowe and Payson Lindsay. They are not pleased with each other. Will the contact be too much? Will they let another guy come back through? How about Erdman? Look at him in 4th. Just won Daytona a couple of weeks ago. Came back from being 4 laps down in this one. Here we go back to green. Oh, there's contact. Erdman and White. Rowe lets Lindsay get clear. Going back into 1 and 2. There is no contact just yet. But actually, Payson runs himself up the racetrack a little bit. Here goes Sean Rowe. Lindsay, defensive line, back into 3 and 4. Rowe got to his corner panel. There is now contact. More contact again. Rowe is going to get him sideways. Lindsay almost on the wall. Matthew White now at the bottom, 3 laps to go. Now Lindsay side by side with White. White to the bottom, to the bumper, up now the 20 car of Sean Rowe. Down the back stretch they go. They're side by side for a second. Rowe is clear. Lindsay somehow clears Matthew White in the outside lane. Coming to 2 laps remaining. 2 to go in USA. Oh, here we go. Oh, boy, the wrecking. Around goes Gary Smith, and that's going to probably bring out the yellow. Yep, it does. Ah, well, this will now set up overtime. All right. This is going to be the most cautions we've had in a very long time for a race. What happened? And Gary Smith, oh, it was Suarez who got sideways. I feel like it's been the same 3 or 4 guys causing all these yellows. So I want to take a better angle from Ron and Suarez's view. Oh, you just cleaned him out. Okay. I'm not really sure what that was all about. Maybe misjudged that. I'm not really sure. Those two don't really have any history. So here is Suarez in the bottom. In the middle is Clarino. Oh, no, it was actually Clarino. He came across Clarino's. No, it wasn't clear. Didn't know he wasn't clear, and then unfortunately that turned him into the 5 car. So it wasn't him cleaning him out at all there. Wow. Really big chain reaction. Crack. But 1 car pitting. That is actually Herklotz. It's back to 15th. Well, I have fresh tires, but... Well, how is this going to play out? I don't even know. We're just going to have to see. So how overtime works, it is green, white, checkered finish, 2 laps to go. We got 3 attempts of that. Leader takes the white flag under green. The race is official. Here we go for the choose Rowe. And oh, how about this? Lindsay chooses behind Sean Rowe on the bottom. Now Matthew White's going to choose the outside here. So anyways, 2 to go. Leader takes the white flag under green. The race is official. We will finish under green. 3 attempts of that. We'll, if we have a caution all 3 attempts, then we will finish under caution. And the race results will be determined by the time of the yellow once the caution lights come on. Here we go. This has been a wild race so far at USA. Time to finish it off. 2 laps to go. Will there be contact between Sean Rowe and Payson Lindsay? I would have to imagine there will be. 2 to go. They spin the tires up front. Rose side by side with Matthew White, back at a 1 and 2. Will they make it around to the white flag behind him as well? They're 3 and almost 4 wide. Door to door for the lead. Here goes Matthew White. Payson Lindsay drives it really deep into the corner. Ships it in there. Gets loose. Coming to the white flag. 1 to go in USA. Rose got the lead. We got a wrecker behind him. No caution. We're going to finish under green. Oh, Lindsay up the racetrack back there. One more shot for Matthew White. What can he do with the bumper of Rowe? Here he comes. He's going to hit him. Doesn't work. Off turn 4 to the checkered flag. Sean Rowe wins the USA. What a race. And Sean Rowe brings it home for Ethan Trentler Racing in Toyota in the 20 car. White raced him very cleanly to the end there. Ultimately was a good finish, and the 20 car of Rowe goes to victory lane. He ultimately led the most laps today. Payson Lindsay, I don't think he's very happy. Oh, God. Okay, I don't know what's going on right now. Oh, my goodness. Half the cars decided they weren't going to take the pit road to the cool-down lap, and we have feuds. Oh, my God. What is going on? I don't know if this is just post-race shenanigans or these people are actually mad at each other. I know these two are very furious with each other. Yeah. Yeah, Payson Lindsay is not happy with Sean Rowe right now. And these two both have to race in the Cup Series tomorrow night in Chicagoland. And they're both in the Cup Series chase. Wow. What a race. Unbelievable stuff here at USA Speedway tonight. And yep. Oh! Payson just got cleaned out by somebody. Oh my God. Well, he's not done yet. Sean Rowe is still continuing to try to do his burnouts. Payson is going to come back at him. Oh my goodness. Oh, he is not pleased, clearly. Wow. Well, that was certainly a race here at USA Speedway tonight, and these two are still going at it. What are we doing? Oh, Payson finally blows up. Okay. And he's gonna, okay, yep. That's exactly what he's doing. He blew up, but he used the last amount of his power to park in victory lane, but he resets anyways because he's not exactly the smartest person. And Sean Rowe blows up in victory lane. Wow, what a race. Unbelievable. I mean, good Lord. What a day. Sean Rowe goes to victory lane for the first time in his Grand National Series career. And we're going to have post-race interviews coming up tonight from USA Speedway. This should be certainly an interesting post-race, to say the least. Sean Rowe, first-time winner in the Grand National Series, was already a 2-time Cup Series winner. But, of course, never ran a full season in Grand National, so never really had a shot to do that. But he gets his first ever win here from USA Speedway in Lakeland, Florida. Good momentum heading into the Cup race tomorrow night. First win for Toyota this season as well. All right. Well, post-race interviews coming right up here from USA. By the way, I do want to check on the amount of cautions tonight. It was the most we've had in forever. 12. My goodness. Okay. But it was certainly a race. That's to say the least. And there are some feuds going on here post-race, to say the least. First up, though, of course, your winner, Sean Rowe. Sean Rowe, what a race. What a win for you guys. Unbelievable.
What it do? What it do? What's cooking up there, Ethan Trentler?
I just saw an insane battle there with you and Payson Lindsay. Just unbelievable stuff. You score your first ever Grand National Series win after, of course, already having 2 Cup wins this season. I mean, take me through it, and then, of course, the battle with Payson there to score your first ever win here in Grand National.
Oh, man, that was hilarious. Honestly, I want to thank Payson because I think Matthew was going to beat me on the outside. He was really fast. I was just plowing tight whenever he was on my outside. So thank you, Payson, for wrecking Matthew or pretty much wrecking Matthew for no reason. That was very kind of you to do for me. Yeah, I don't know what was up with him today, man. I get by him all clean in the first like little bit. I pull away, and then he just plowed through me on the next restart, and I was like, you know what? I'll race this guy how he races me every opportunity I got. I bumped him. You know, I hate to see what happened in turn 3. Honestly, hate it. I think I was going for the bottom. He thought he was clear, and I went in too deep, I guess, and accidentally tapped him. You know, hate to see it for the 96 team, but you know, we end up on top. We're gonna get a big payday from this, and you know, couldn't have happened any better way.
Of course, yeah, this is great momentum heading to the Cup race here tomorrow night. But of course, you and Pace and Lindsay, both in the Cup Series chase, both will be at Chicagoland tomorrow. Do you see this carrying over?
If it were like any other person, no, but it's Pace and Lindsay, so I expect to be slimed out. Championship hopes over, sadly. I don't know. It's Pace and Lindsay. I can't get too like up and fuss about what he does. I was literally like under the last yellow. I saw him line up behind me. I just started laughing because I was like, dude, he's just gonna wreck me, and then he somehow messed that up. So who knows? Maybe tomorrow he'll somehow miss me and blow his engine. I wouldn't be shocked. That'd be awesome, actually.
All right, what is the post-race celebration going to be like over this huge Grand National Series win for you guys?
You know, I think we're gonna go. What are we gonna do? Sorry about that voice crack. What are we gonna do? We're gonna go meet Buzz Aldrin if he's still kicking. We invited him to the track today as an honorary crew member. Probably donate half the money to charity. You know, just have a fun time. I have a really bad sunburn right now, so I wasn't at 100%. You know, I'm down here in Florida. I think that's where this track is. Just sunbathing, and you know, just hate to see it for the crew. They had to deal with a messy fire suit because of that sunburn. And you know, we're gonna go put some cream on, get a good night's rest, and travel over to Chicago.
All right, well, don't drink too much beer over the trip to Chicago here tonight for tomorrow night's Cup race. But congratulations, of course, on the win, and we will see you from Chicagoland Speedway tomorrow night for the Cup Series chase.
Yes, sir. We will see you there. I just want to give a quick shout out to Rosa Parks for inspiring the civil rights movement and being a key figure in that. And I also want to give a shout out to Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He has some pretty good. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have good movies, but he's done like a movie or two that I enjoyed. So we'll give a shout out to him. And thank you.
All right, inspiring. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, we will.
Anyways, coming up next, we'll how about Kylan Wilson? I don't know if he's here. Yes, he is. How about him finishing in third tonight? Kylan Wilson, what a day for you guys. I mean, you were back to front all day long. I feel like you had so much contact in this race. You somehow come up with a career-best third-place finish. How did you get there?
So that last caution before the green light checker, we took tires, and we were so much faster than the majority of the top four on that last restart. Decided to drive away from the 8 car.
Well, yeah, so what is this big result? I know you guys aren't technically in contention for the championship anymore, but a really great result ultimately for you guys tonight here at USA. We go to Talladega next week, a super speedway. Maybe you think you could translate this into a win, maybe your first ever win next week?
Shit, I hope.
All right, Kylan.
I mean, I hope.
Oops, sorry. Well, anyways, nice job here coming home in third, and we'll see you next week from Dega.
All right. Oh, yeah. Ashton was apparently crying in VC.
Well, sounds like Ashton Miller.
Yeah. He should not cope and seethe. Cope and seethe.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see you next week.
All right.
Okay. average Kylan Wilson interview. But anyways, coming up next is Ashton Miller. Ashton Miller, you just got really crap talked by Kylan Wilson of all people. But you guys finished in 4th tonight, your USA Speedway. I mean, it was certainly an interesting race. I thought you honestly would have a little bit more pace after how practice went for you guys. Unfortunately, it kind of looked like you ran maybe 7th to 5th all day long. Really never better than that until the end. Of course, you finished in 4th. Take me through it. What a wild day.
Yeah, I mean, just absolute, you know, it was an okay day for us. I wish we could have gotten to the front, but, you know, just the constant wrecks and, Kyler Wilson being an absolute dumb fuck to everyone. Just, just this, I guess, decides he's the best in the world. He's fucking Max Verstappen, all this hoo and hotter and shit. So, whatever. He can go talk crap to me all he wants, but him and his brother are fucking dumbasses anyway, so.
Okay. Anyways, Miller, we head to the Cup Series. Of course, Chase tomorrow night. I want to take a look at that real quick. It's the second race of the Chase at Chicagoland Speedway. Cameron Chandler, as we all know, will not be in that one. Unfortunately, he is having a fat party. You line up now 7th in points, 37 back on the championship, but you're a lot less back on Bryce Benson, who will be the first car that actually will be in the race tomorrow. So, with, of course, Cameron missing the race, does that change anything for your guys' championship hopes, you think?
Well, that's the saying, because we may not be able to make it tomorrow, because we may have to do some unwanted pleasures during that time. So, yeah. We'll try to make it, driver, but I can't tell you if we will or not. But yeah, Kyler Wilson, he needs to be drugged. He needs to be sent homeless because he can't drive a race car for his life.
All right, Ashton. Well, nice job finishing top 5. Hopefully we see you tomorrow night, and hopefully you don't have to do your pleasures, whatever that is. I don't even want to know. Anyways, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you, driver.
What a strange man. Anyways, coming up next, how did Cole Clausen finish 5th? Cole Clausen, real quick question here. How did you finish P5?
Skill. Just all skill.
I mean, I only saw you sideways about, God only knows how many times. You were in that insane beef with Kylan Wilson, Kylan Wilson's brother. What a great duo those two are, of course. I mean, what a day. I mean, where do we even start?
Yeah, I mean, at the first half of this race, I think I got to like 5th at one point, and I'm like, all right, well, we got speed, and eventually tires fell off, and that was like kind of the normal part of the race, and then all of a sudden, everyone just wanted to target me, and especially Kalen Wilson. So just let me tell you a thing or two about Kalen Wilson. That guy might be worse than Osama bin Laden, and
Okay.
I don't even think I'm exaggerating there. I mean, are we serious? That guy took me out at least 3 times, never apologized once for anything. And yeah, his brother, don't even get me started on his brother. I mean, are we serious right now? I mean, if they are not indefinitely banned, I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna say. This penalty or this series has been pretty laid back on penalties, if you ask me. I feel like people get away with a lot of things, and they're probably gonna get away with that too, which is pretty unfortunate to say. And I did also hear about the stream, and seemed like you, Mr. Ethan, were calling us out for causing the crashes, even though we're getting killed every 5 laps.
Well, then I saw a better angle from the blimp, and then I corrected
Okay, I
myself.
mean, whatever. I mean, yeah, McMillan was also involved in a bit of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, MNF Racing isn't a terrorist group. We're just trying to win some races and get to victory lane. But yeah, P5, at the end of the day, I don't even care what happened on the racetrack because we got a good finish. And I'm fired up because we just put ourselves back in the championship hunt. And I'm fired up for the next race.
Well, the next race is Talladega, of course. That's a kind of an even playing field. You already do have a win at Phoenix, of course. So, we're showing the wrong things on my screen. But anyways, going to Talladega next week, a super speedway, maybe win number 2 of the season coming. Who knows?
you betcha we're gonna be driving as hard as we ever freaking can, and we're gonna be taking Kalen Wilson and Kylan Wilson out. They're going for a fly or a blowover down the Alabama game super stretch. It's gonna be an unfortunate day for them, unless they're suspended. If they're suspended, then yeah, that's just one less thing I gotta worry about. But yeah, just such an eventful day. I mean, I know I cleared myself across like CJ at one point, and then there was another time I was involved in something with Clarino, but I think that was netcode. But yeah, I mean, there's so much there's so many things that I was involved in that I can't even get to all of them. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, all I need to know is that I finished fifth, and we'll move on to Talladega and go get a win.
All right. Anyways, Cole Clausen, nice job on the finish here tonight from USA, and we'll see you next week from Talladega.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Coming up next, Urban. CJ Urban, what a day for you guys, from being 4 laps down at one point to finishing in 6th place. I mean, what a recovery drive from you guys. How did you possibly get it back up here after being 4 laps down?
Yeah, thankfully it was well, thankfully for me, not for the race as a whole, but thankfully it was kind of an attrition race, and it just came down to who had a race car at the end, pretty much. And we were able to get those yellows, get the free passes. Thankfully, nobody got damaged enough that they had to wait around under caution and in the pits and lose laps. And we were able to steal the laps back, and then we worked our way into the top 5. And I thought maybe on that last restart we were going to have a chance at the win if there was contact between the top 2, but then it just turned into everybody hitting everybody, and we kind of everybody ran out of room. So that sucks, but still happy with the 6th place, considering I was pretty convinced I was out of the race.
Well, of course, you guys, obviously a great result here tonight. We had the Talladega next week. You just won the last Grand National Series Super Speedway race. You've actually won a couple of poles at Talladega Super Speedway as well in the Grand National Series. You have great qualifying speed there for whatever reason. But so next week, you think maybe a second win of the year could be coming from Talladega Super Speedway?
Yeah, I do. I don't know about qualifying. I don't know why I kind of lost something with qualifying, but that doesn't matter. All that matters is the race, and I absolutely think we can win that one, and hopefully we can get it tomorrow as well.
All right, CJ. Well, of course, first of all, we'll see you tomorrow night in the Cup race at Chicagoland. Then, of course, we'll see you next week for the Grand National Series at Talladega.
Yep, see you.
Well, or not. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, wait. There we go. Anyways, well, Pace and Lindsay, what a day for you guys. Obviously, a great car. You started on pole tonight. Daniel Suarez built what a great race car he built tonight. Starting on pole here at USA Speedway, led the opening about 30 laps, albeit most of them under yellow. Most of them under yellow. Then, of course, Shonra took the lead from you guys. Then there was just kind of back and forth contact all day long, and then it kind of boiled over. You got turned by Shonra. You somehow came back. Then you got to his bumper. You nearly turned him. You made more contact, and then ultimately Shonra wins the race. You guys finished in 7th. I mean, take me through the stuff that was going on track tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't even know where to start, but I mean, we had a really, really good race car. I mean, that's all I really know to say. We had a fast race car, and things happened with other fast drivers, I guess. I mean, Sean Rowe, I mean, I know it wasn't intentional, but I swear, it's like every time we're around each other at this point, he just has to find a way to make contact with me. So that occurred, and then I feel like once I got back to him after driving through the field, I was pretty clean. And then he just decided to drive back through me and give me rear end damage, and that kind of ended our race. Right when he tried to drive back through me, he gave me rear end damage, and then there was a caution at like 3 seconds later, so... I wasn't really able to see what it was going to be like with that rear end damage, and it was awful, as you can tell. I mean, we lost the lead instantly and then fell back to 7th, thanks to some help from Kylan Wilson as well. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not really shocked anymore. I mean, no matter how fast of a car we have, we can never find a way to win these races. No matter how much of a tire advantage we have, we're just never going to win one, I guess.
Well, Payson, of course, you still have Chicagoland's coming up tomorrow night. I mean, what is your confidence level at that racetrack?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't run that great there in the next gen, but in a couple Gen 4 official races I've done there, we've ran pretty well, except for a couple of them that I won't talk about. But yeah, I mean, if we can put what happened today behind us, be the bigger person compared to Sean Rowe going in tomorrow, hopefully we can at least try and get a top 5 and stay in contention for the championship.
All right, Payson. Well, nice job. Ultimately, sorry about those kind of issues with Sean Rowe in the 20 tonight. Ultimately, we'll finish in 7th for you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow night in the Cup race.
Thank you. Freeway.com.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Anyways, coming up next, we'll see in a second. How about Jacob Clurino? By the way, Jacob Clurino, with his 8th place finish, we'll tell him what he just got. Jacob Clurino, it was a rough day, but ultimately you guys get probably a better finish than you were on than you were on track for. 8th place tonight here at USA Speedway. And I got some breaking news with Cole Wilson's power company not doing him nicely. You are our new Grand National Series points leader with 5 races left to go this season. How does it feel?
I feel pretty good considering I had an okay race. Thought I was hoping I was gonna get a little bit better result, but had lots of traffic in the way and cars on old tires. But hey, it's whatevs. I tried to work my way through traffic, but I got an 8th overall, and to be honest, could have been worse. And considering all the wrecks I've been in, but take an 8th, and I'll take the points lead going into the next race.
Well, yeah, Talladega is next week. How difficult do you think it's going to be, or maybe even how easy do you think it's going to be heading to Talladega to maybe hold on to that points lead?
Gonna be pretty interesting considering Talladega is a really, really diverse track. Like it takes quite a bit of skill to race at a super fair, and maybe a tiny bit of luck, and maybe even a miracle. But hey, it's whatevs. It's unpredictable. It's a gamble, and yeah, could be
Alright.
quite interesting race.
All right, Jacob. Well, nice job finishing in 8th today. Of course, most importantly, taking the Grand National Series points lead now late in the season. This is going to be interesting. We'll see you next week in Talladega.
See ya.
All right. Coming up next, I believe Ronan Suarez. Oh, no, Rojan Koch. Rojan Koch, I mean, you guys weren't involved in many incidents compared to most people. You guys will finish in 9th today. How about that? A top 10 finish, pretty decent for your team. Ultimately, what did you see on the racetrack? My goodness.
Ethan, to be honest with you, I want to tell you right now. Since I finished in the back, it takes time for you to get to me. But if whoever's your setup supplier, stop using them. If you make setups, stop making setups. The cars couldn't turn for crap. I mean, it was. I genuinely thought I had the wrong setup because it just wouldn't frickin' turn. It wouldn't turn at all. And on top of that, I mean, we go to a track. Why not just go to Martinsville? We go to a stupid ass track like USA Speedway with a bunch of people that mediocre people with high egos that can't drive for shit. That just race like they're jackasses, man. So honestly, Ethan, I should not have finished in the top 10. I should have finished P14, P15. But I mean, the setup, the aggression from drivers, and just the track. One driver said, oh, why are you blaming it on a track? You just can't drive. Damn right I can't drive. We should have went to some other track, instead of the stupid ass track with the stupid ass setup with these terrorist, junky, slimy drivers. Joke of a race, clown show. I'm still, it's good that I finished in the top 10. So, I want to thank all my non-existent sponsors, AG Growth International, Regular Boat Works, and Core Civic. But yeah, what I saw was an absolute joke, clown show, and I love this place really. Although it's very chaotic, part of me is glad that we're winding down after this season. But yeah, that's it's just stupid.
All right. Well, anyways, we had the Talladega Super Speedway next week. It's a Super Speedway, of course. Kind of evens the playing field out. What kind of drafting do you think you could do? Maybe some of your teammates like Gary Smith. Maybe if Gregory Huntsicker runs the race, maybe to get a win for the team. Maybe even you, your first ever win.
I don't think Gary's gonna show up. He's kind of limited for the drafting tracks. Talladega plate racing in general, it's a wild card. You do what you can where you can. Me personally, I'm not a good qualifier at plate racing. I play tracks at least here, and at the times, when I get help from Gregory or Braden, when I start moving, bad luck usually strikes. So, I mean, just I guess the most I can do is just go over the qualifying line and just follow the leader. Other than that, I mean, there's nothing really else I can do than just do what I can.
All right, Rojan, well, nice job. Ultimately, still coming home with a top 10 finish. I know you weren't very pleased with how the race went, but we'll see you next week in Talladega.
Yeah, something like that. Thank you, and God bless America.
Agreed. Anyways, coming up next, one more to go. Or no, actually, we got no one to go, I guess. All right. Well, that will just about do it here tonight. Wow. I mean, what a day. Ooh, we got to ask somebody how the race went. Let's ask Cole Wilson what he thought. Well, Cole Wilson, unbelievable stuff here tonight at USA Speedway. You lose the points lead, of course, to your teammate Jacob Clarino. But what? No one cares.
How far off am I?
Shut up. You lose the points lead to Jacob Clarino. You're now 3 points back. Unbelievable stuff heading to Talladega. What were your thoughts on that race?
I didn't race.
Fruit. Okay. But you watched the race.
I watched the last 3 laps.
Okay. Well, what were your thoughts on those last 3 laps?
Payson's stupid because he ruined Matthew's chance of beating him because he oversent it and wrecked the other guy, Matthew.
The other guy.
Wow, very informative. Anyways, Cameron Chandler, what were your thoughts on that? Just incredible race we saw on the track tonight.
Firestone Painting, Eastern Technical Design, Leadfoot Racing League, Justin Brooks Designs.
Don't promote Leadfoot in here. We don't want those Hitlers joining.
That's a good point.
Lively's Custom Diecast.
What'd you just say?
What?
No. What did you just say?
It's Mason Walters.
Nothing.
Yeah, that's my thought.
Anyways.
Anyway, Firestone Painting, Eastern Technical Design, Leadfoot TV, Justin Brooks Designs. Yeah.
Fine. Anyways, coming up next tomorrow night, it's the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series at Chicagoland Speedway. 6 races left to go in the Cup Series season. The chase continues tomorrow night. What a race tonight for the Grand National Series. Unbelievable stuff. Congratulations to Sean Rowe. Be looking to sweep the week tomorrow. If he can do it in Chicagoland, that would be impressive. So, on behalf of all officials, commentators, drivers, Cole Wilson, everyone involved making this league what it is, we will see you tomorrow night. Good night from USA Speedway. We're going to take the flight over, and we'll see you in Chicagoland tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Bye-bye.
How does Mason